Would I be the a-hole if I moved out a week early and took all the kitchen stuff that I bought without telling my roommates? Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm a 26-year-old woman and I've been living in a shared flat for almost 2 years with 2 roommates. Let's call them Derek, 21 male, and Tiffany, 20 female. We didn't know each other beforehand, but things seemed okay in the beginning. We had a few game nights and I thought we would slowly grow closer as flatmates. About 6 months in, things started going downhill. Tiffany asked me to pay more attention to hairs left in the bathtub. Fair enough. I made an effort to check and clean up better after showering. Ooh, love someone who takes criticism well. I'd noticed hairs before too, but I just cleaned them without making a big deal. Like adults. Then one day, after staying at my now ex-boyfriend's place for a week, I came home and I found hairs in the tub. Oh, okay, wait, so like you were cleaning hairs that weren't your own? Oh, that's kind of yucky. Just like semi-yucky. I found hairs even though I hadn't been there. So I messaged Tiffany, politely saying the hair probably wasn't mine and maybe she just forgot to clean up. Her reply was weirdly passive-aggressive. She said she got the impression, in quotations, that I was still showering at home a lot. Question mark. Not sure how closely she monitors the bathroom usage, but that felt uncomfortable. Is she saying you shower too much? I don't get it. I tried to talk to her directly, and while the communication improved slightly, the overall vibe stayed cold. I also tried suggesting activities so we could bond more as roommates. They said they were too busy and maybe had time every 3 months.
I think they're dating.
Interesting how she can dish the criticism, but she can't take it. When we finally did meet up, Tiffany seemed completely annoyed the whole time and left after about an hour. What is Tiffany mad about? Is she mad that it's actually her hair in the tub? On my birthday last autumn, I invited them both. I thought that was just common courtesy when you live together. They showed up, but their gift was a jar of tomato sauce and mustard. Mamma mia. Hold on, they bought you condiments. Not the condiments! Clearly bought at the supermarket on the way over. Who decides that like mustard is a good gift?
Pardon me, would you have any gray poupon?
No, but wait, hold on. Those are condiments that are gonna go in the same fridge they use, so they're gonna use those condiments. That's not even a gift. I didn't say anything to keep the mood light, but honestly, even if they had little money or didn't know what to get, they could have asked or written a card or put some thought into it. Later, they broke the toilet seat. I still don't know how.
Man, she even gave me a blumpkin.
And didn't fix it for 2 months. When they finally did, they got upset with me for not helping. But I didn't break it, and they never asked me to help. I figured 2 people can replace a toilet seat just fine on their own, correct, especially when they're the ones that broke it. They've also complained that I didn't help, quote, decorate the flat, even though I did help. And I gave up my sofa so they could bring one in that they liked better. Then they put up pictures I really dislike without asking. They moved kitchen items around without telling me, so now I come home and I can't find anything. Derek even refused to replace a light bulb after I gave him one of mine when his broke. I took it out of one of my lamps. I didn't have a spare light bulb at hand. Petty stuff, but it adds up. They probably have a group chat without you. Like they're kikiing about you and saying how awful you are.
Ugh, what a B word.
So today is Derek's birthday. I walked into the kitchen and saw them baking a bunch of pizzas. With your tomato sauce? I asked if people were coming over and they said yes. They're celebrating a birthday, duh. I asked whose birthday? They said Derek's? Yeah. I wasn't invited. To top it off, they're hosting the party in the flat next door and took all of our dining chairs and plates without asking. So there's nothing left in our place. Maybe I should have known about his birthday today, but at this point, I just feel completely disrespected and unwanted. I've made multiple attempts to connect and communicate with them. I've never yelled, I've never been rude. Now I'm wondering, I was planning to move out at the end of the month anyway, but I'm thinking of leaving a week early without telling them and taking everything I own with me, including the washing machine, dishwasher, All dishes, pots, cutting boards, and knives. Oh, and maybe that one light bulb. Oh yes, oh yes.
Do it, lady.
All of which I bought. They do be acting super petty for people who won't have a dishwasher or washing machine without you. So would I be the a-hole? Am I overreacting? Is it fair to just leave quietly and take what's mine? Thanks in advance for your thoughts.
Do it, lady.
Linda.
Yeah. Do it, lady.
Okay, so to me, like, I think that as long as you pay until the end of the month, as long as your rent is paid, like, it is petty, but they're also being mean to you. They don't care to invite you to anything. They give you like a kind of insulting gift. Like, I'm not gonna lie. You should leave it for them. You should leave the tomato sauce and the mustard. They were probably using it anyway. Listen, it's petty, but is it wrong?
Nope.
Let's look at the comments. Not the a-hole, just take everything you own. Why would that be an a-hole move? You did end the lease and they know it, then you're not the a-hole at all. Yeah, realistically, if they know that you're leaving, especially that, they should expect everything that you brought to go with you. OP responds, I suspect the people pleaser in me has a guilty conscience because I'm causing them inconvenience. That's why I wrote the post, because I'm really unsure if I overreacted. And yes, I told them 2 months ago so they could find someone else for my room. Okay, well, if you told them, then I just feel like that goes without saying. Like, you are leaving, so you are going to bring things that you bought and contributed with you when you leave. You're for sure being a people pleaser, but there's no need for a reminder. They know you're leaving. I will be greatly disappointed in you if you leave that light bulb. The Petty Potato Clan has spoken! Not the a-hole, for now, but we do have an update. I decided I will move out about 1 week earlier, but I think I'm gonna tell them. I just don't feel comfortable creating unnecessary drama, and since I don't live in a big city, you never know how things might come back around. Okay, fair enough. That said, I still feel like I deserve just a tiny little bit of petty revenge. So here's what I'm planning. I'll tell them I'll probably move out a week early and that I'll start taking some of my stuff with me during the next weeks. I realize that out of the three of us, I currently use the kitchen the least. I try to save money and mostly eat at the university canteen. So naturally, I'll start with the items from the kitchen. First to go, the spices. Oh, you really hit them where it hurts.
That's not gonna work.
Because they're white.
Tiffany has been using a lot of my cinnamon lately. Oh my God. Also, a little teaser here. We have some new merch coming. And guess what it says on the back? Petty Princess. Oh yeah.
Kiba.
It's so cute. I'll let you guys know when we launch that. I did say she could use some at some point, but we're talking multiple teaspoons at a time. Honestly, spices are expensive, so Cinnamon & Co. are packing their bags first. Then I'll take my nice handmade ceramic bowls. I know they like using them, and they were a Christmas gift from my family years ago. Definitely not staying behind. As a little intermezzo, I like it. You're serving a dinner. Ate and left no crumbs. I'll take my fridge magnets, some of which happen to make up our cleaning schedule. Tiffany has occasionally complained I don't stick to it, though funnily enough, she didn't clean sometimes during university holidays as well. Derek doesn't clean during exam season either, which I think is fine, but then maybe don't complain when I slack off during stressful weeks. The minute that you start complaining, you also open yourself up to criticism, so you better be so gosh darn perfect. Like a good roommate dynamic was literally just keeping things clean, like not keeping track and just keeping things clean. But like roommates don't want to do that. They want to micromanage and like assign tasks and it's like, no, just if there's dishes, just do them. I like doing nice things. I like, people coming home to a nice place. Like I like that, but maybe do that for me too sometimes. Everybody's entitled to have a day where they don't feel like cleaning. After that, the kitchen knives. Ooh, hit them where it hurts. Technically, they have one or two, but they're cheap and blunt, so I doubt they can argue. And last but not least, my cutting boards. They're the type of people to use the counter, let's be real. I will leave them with the small plastic breakfast boards. They might not be a thing in other countries or in America. They technically work as cutting boards, but they slide around the counter like a bar of soap. I love this minor inconvenience you're dishing out, especially when you're trying to chop vegetables with dull knives. Ooh, you've thought this through. On the date that I want to move out, I'll take the rest of my stuff, but this way they at least have time to replace the washing machine or the dishwasher in time. What do you guys think? I think It's petty enough that you feel good about it, but it's not petty enough that they would backlash. Everyone's saying don't tell them, don't tell them. I mean, it's kind of up to OP. They do know you're moving out, so they should know. I like this, like little by little, you're going to realize how much I contributed. Good point here. As much as you think this is a nice compromise, it's not. Yes, you're being nice, but that, I tend to agree with this person. Take a day off work, organize friends, and strip what's yours. Video your room and the flat. Very, very important. It seems like these may be the types of people to make you not get your damage deposit back. Make sure you document any damage. Send the landlord and them the video to cover your butt. Good advice. If you do it this way, they're going to take your stuff before you get it. They are warned. Take it all at once and quickly. Do not tell them. They are not to be trusted. So I get the people pleaser. I do, but this is very entertaining, you have to admit. Literally all of the comments are like, don't tell them! All right, you hear that, OP? You could be a little pettier. So would you be the a-hole if you moved out a week early and took all the kitchen stuff that you bought without telling my roommates? No. That's just normal. Am I the a-hole for not letting my sister-in-law get her way? Okay, so starting off, my sister-in-law is married to my husband's brother. My husband was the last person to get married in his family, so I'm the sister-in-law that's been around the least amount of time. The sister-in-law, who we're going to call A, I didn't always have problems with. She's in her late 20s and I'm in my mid 30s. I figured since we were sister-in-laws that we would eventually get along since we both have children. Boy, was I wrong. I had sister-in-law in my wedding. She was one of my bridesmaids. Me and husband paid for all their dresses, along with everything they needed for the wedding. She took a bunch of pictures of our wedding, but never took any pictures of me or my husband. And when she put up a post on Facebook, she said she had a great weekend, but did not tag either of us, which we thought was weird. That's definitely weird.
Oh yeah, it was just at like some event. I don't know. Yeah.
Fast forward about 2 years and my husband had to do infertility treatments. Our first transfer, we did end up getting pregnant. We decided to throw a big party and tell the entire family on his side that we are pregnant, and we are so excited. When we told everybody, it was like crickets in the room. Apparently, my mother-in-law had spilled the beans before anybody even came. The sister-in-law went upstairs with another family member and did not come down. Unfortunately, we found out a week later that we lost the baby. Oh no, I'm sorry. This is a very strange dynamic. Like, even if they did know about it, like, I find it weird they didn't like pretend to be excited. Like, what? Sister-in-law was apparently pregnant and she was going to announce it at our party, but it felt awkward once we announced that we were pregnant, so she kept it to herself. Interesting. She decided to announce she was pregnant a week later. With me, it's no big deal because every pregnancy is a blessing. I had no issues with it. Unfortunately, a few days after that, I had to go in for an emergency surgery because my body did not do what it needed to do when our baby passed. Me and my husband decided to put up a post on social media after my surgery, just kind of informing everybody that we were no longer pregnant. We also posted the pictures with it that we took during our fertility treatments because we did keep that a secret also. Fast forward 9 months. My sister-in-law is about to have the baby. It's June. She did have a baby shower, which I did not end up going to because we did our second round of fertility treatments and I once again lost a baby. Oh, I'm so sorry. I explained that to her. She was like,
100% okay. Why don't I still get her a gift and give it to her at that next holiday that I saw her?
I would do that if I wasn't able to attend a baby shower, but it doesn't mean that you should ask people for gifts. I think it like kind of is assumed. Well, it's not assumed that if you're not going, you don't have to give a gift, but like you do kind of assume that. At the next holiday, she asked me and my husband if we were going to wait a year before trying again. And we looked a bit confused and told her no. My next cycle, we were going to do another embryo transfer since I still had all the hormones and everything in my body. And she got irritated and told us she was due in a few weeks and she thought it was best that I wait.
How self-centered are you?
Best that you wait? For what? She was pregnant with her child. My husband has no kids, so these pregnancies were his first. We explained to her again that obviously we were going to go with what our doctor thinks is best since we are paying them to basically get me pregnant. You don't even need to like pass it off to the doctor like at this point. What she's asking you is really stupid. It's stupid. We kind of blew off her comments and went about our time at the get-together and told her we couldn't wait until her baby was born. That we told them we were so excited for them and the next time we saw them, they would have their brand new little baby and we were so excited to meet them. After her baby was born, we waited a few weeks because we didn't want to take the attention away from her new baby because we know how she is. And we did our third and final transfer and we ended up getting pregnant with twins. Ooh, 2-for-1 special. We went ahead and put it in a group chat because we were keeping everybody updated with our third and final transfer in the group chat. And we told everybody we had 2 embryos put in a few weeks prior and we're currently pregnant. Immediately, the sister-in-law left the group chat.
Self-centered match?
Oh dear. So it really is just a matter of she wants the attention on her. And you want to know how I know that? She planned on announcing her pregnancy at your party where you were supposed to announce your pregnancy. But then when she found out that you were going to announce the pregnancy, she did not want to even be in the room for it. And it's interesting that she's thinking about things like, oh, you need to wait to announce these things. It's more appropriate or whatever. Or it's my, like, you know, you're taking away my attention. She's the one that asked you that, and she can't seem to be happy for other people. Make it make sense. We kind of figured maybe she was overwhelmed having a newborn at home and she did not want her phone blowing up with messages. We end up seeing them a week or so later at another family gathering, and she would not allow me and my husband to hold the baby. Every time we walked over to her, she would walk away from us, giving us the cold shoulder. Okay, that's like your niece though. I fail to understand what you did wrong here. I told my husband when we left the family function that I don't know what was up with her. Maybe she's overwhelmed with a newborn baby and other kids at home. Boy, was I wrong. So we had our heartbeat scan a few days after this family event, and we told everybody at the family event that we would update them in the family chat. I did re-add my sister-in-law. Ooh, she didn't like that, did she? Don't you understand she doesn't want to know? I re-added my sister-in-law the day we got our heartbeat scan because I thought she might want to know. She doesn't. That's the thing. We had a couple of videos and uploaded them to the family and said that we were so excited we were having twins and both had amazing heartbeats. They were super strong and we were beyond excited. What I don't understand is like why she feels some type of way when like you've clearly been through 2 miscarriages. It's one thing to be resentful when, you know, someone doesn't try and they have like the best life ever. Feelings of jealousy are normal. I get jealous sometimes. It doesn't mean you're a bad person, okay? What you do with those feelings depends on whether or not you may or may not be a bad person, but it's normal to feel those things. In a situation like this, OP has been through the ringer, okay? Losing a child, having a miscarriage is a very difficult thing for a lot of people to go through, and you've had 2. So the fact that she knows how hard you've had it and she still has issues with you finally getting the thing you want. Side eye. Once again, the sister-in-law left the group chat. How embarrassing for her. I didn't think anything about it. I just figured that maybe she was busy once again and she didn't want her phone blowing up. Unfortunately, another family member ended up saying something like, where did the sister-in-law go? Correct, because that's embarrassing. Interesting that she like didn't even say congratulations and just left. That looks so bad on her. My husband made a comment saying he didn't know, but she left it prior also. Not even a few minutes later, I get a 15-paragraph essay from my sister-in-law through Messenger telling me I'm selfish that I stole her spotlight because I had a miscarriage when she was pregnant. Oh my God. You're doing too much. My husband did not get to react the way she wanted him to react to the pregnancy because he was grieving that baby that I lost. Okay, but these are like extreme circumstances though. Like this is not his fault and it's not your fault. She needs honestly, this is really dumb. I could still lose the twins so she doesn't know why we're so excited. Oh, she did not just go there. Immediately, I'm upset on a day that I'm supposed to be happy. I've honestly noticed this a lot and it makes me like scared to like ever share good news with anyone. I feel as though when things are going badly, people tend to be like so supportive and quiet and they don't necessarily want to make it worse. But as soon as things are going well, I get hit with like a wave of negativity. Like it's almost like I'm not allowed to be happy at all, or I'm not allowed to share that I'm happy, especially not on social media. The times where I get the most criticism on social media is when I'm doing something I'm happy about. And I've also noticed it with other like female content creators too. Not just content creators, but like celebrities. It's the devil testing you. I'm telling you, it is a test. If you let people take away your happiness, they will absolutely try. I'm sorry that happened to you, by the way, OP. That is not fair to you, and I empathize. I really do. It happens to me a lot as well. I'm upset on a day that was supposed to be happy. She chose to ruin it. She did try to ruin it.
Don't let her win.
Now that you know, don't let her ruin things going forward. That's who she is. And maybe it's a good thing that she's not going to be like present in this kid's life. She doesn't want to be in the family group chat, like all of these things. Like maybe it's a good thing. She clearly can't see you be happy. My husband contacted my mother-in-law, and my mother-in-law's response was that she's always been a certain way, attention seeker. And I should apologize to her because while she was pregnant, she felt a certain way, like she couldn't post pictures or anything. But she did post pictures and videos all throughout her pregnancy.
Oh my God, get over yourself.
Just because she is a certain way, that doesn't mean that like people should continue being a certain way. In situations with people like that, like I've just been like, honestly, it's not even worth it. They are just a certain way. But like what I'm talking about is the mother-in-law demanding that you apologize. That's a no. And I will die on that hill. I immediately unfriended the sister-in-law because of what she said. I felt it was extremely out of line. It was. And it was on purpose. She sabotaged your happy news. Fast forward to the next family function. We see everybody and I'm 7 months pregnant and her baby is 8 months old. My husband was in the bathroom when we overheard the sister-in-law telling another family member that she's unsure why people are asking me about my pregnancy because I could still lose both of them at any point and nobody's asking her about her baby who's living Earthside.
How can you say that? What is the matter with you?
In times where you have good things happen to you, people are going to acknowledge it. People are going to congratulate you. You know, you're going to have your baby showers, you're going to have your weddings, your engagements where people celebrate you. But like, chill out. It's not this thing that's like,
Oh my God, I need to be celebrated at any turn, and no one is allowed to be celebrated other than me.
honestly, what she's saying is so rude. It almost sounds like she's kind of preying on your downfall. When my husband told me this when we left, I could not believe those words would come out of somebody's mouth, especially someone who knew the whole experience of us trying to get pregnant. Yeah, it's inexcusable, honestly, at this point. I told my husband to not mention it to anybody and his family since obviously she's the sister-in-law and she can do nothing wrong. It's been 3 years now and we are no contact with the sister-in-law and her husband. We are no contact with another sister-in-law who's married into the family, and we are low contact with the rest of the family. Everybody wasn't involved in the situation, and they said they weren't gonna pick sides, but we've basically been uninvited from any birthday parties or get-togethers, or we were told last minute that we couldn't make it. I told my husband sometimes I feel like an a-hole in this situation, but looking back and reading the messages, I don't really think I am. No, you're not. She's Delulu. She's drinking the Delulu lemonade. I think she needs a reality check, and eventually karma will come around. Well, she's just kind of one of those people that really is not happy unless she has external validation from other people. People like that just are never really happy. They need to be celebrated and they cannot celebrate others. And it sucks because that person is your sister-in-law and your family, but like at the end of the day, do you want to be around someone like that? Probably not. Revenge-wise, I did what I could do as an adult. I went to one of my mom's sites after everything, went down and posted all the screenshots that I have of both sides of the conversation and asked for their opinions, and all of the people sided with me. So I carved out her username on TikTok and told them to go report her videos. Is it petty? Yes. Do I care? No. Justice was served. So are you the a-hole for not letting your sister-in-law get her way? No. Saskatchewan!